So the plan is they come for the summer, they're about halfway through their community college experience. Then they must go back to their community college and actually get their associate's degree. They would then apply to transfer here.
The application includes many essays. There's like 9 essay questions. In addition to, again, personal letters and the evaluations from both the summer staff and Mark Davies. So all of that combined says whether or not you can come here as a student.
When I got accepted to Bucknell on a full scholarship, I had to sit down. I couldn't handle it at first.
It's kind of like the same thing when I told everybody I was going to the Marine Corps. You know, they were like proud and everyone was, just like, wow, all right, you did it. You know, I used to think that you were never going to achieve anything. You're going to be a screw up, deader in jail kind of thing. But wow, you pulled yourself up and got out of there. So yeah, it was a good feeling, definitely.
And I finally got the letter and I got the packet and I freaked out. I cried, I just ran around the house and I was so excited because I realized that, this was the beginning of a new life for me and a new life for my family.
They have to be willing to separate from their home communities. And that's hard for some folks because they have families and they're working, and community college folks they have the same desire and burn for the education, but they're multitasking in their lives, how they fit their classes into around whatever else they're doing. And some are working full-time, some have families, some are just working 2 or 3 jobs, and it's all trying to fit in classes where they can.
I mean, it hurt to know that, they probably didn't understand. They were like, oh, my dad's leaving, whatever, I'm gonna miss you and all that. But I understand what I'm doing. What I'm doing is I'm trying to increase my earning ability so that I can provide a better life for them in the future. And I was never going to do that in Philly. All I was going to do was scrape by as a barber, and I probably end up being miserable. And what kind of a father can you be if you're always working and scraping by and you don't have the resources to do the things you need to do as a father? I mean, sure, you can still be there and you can offer them advice, but the advice I'd be offering them would be how to conduct themselves basically in a war zone in North Philadelphia. You understand what I'm saying?
Before coming here, I was in a relationship with a man, living together, thought my life was going in a certain direction, and then I basically had to upturn my entire life and come here.
To pretend it's been easy for those students would not be fair. First of all, the average age of the general population of Bucknell is about 20. The average age of community college students is probably 26, 27.
The first couple weeks, months, even year are really, really hard for some people, are really easy for some other people. It all kind of depends on where you're at in life, how comfortable you are in new situations.
Happy that I'm here and I love that I'm here, but it just takes you a little bit to find your niche. I'm working on all sorts of activities within peace studies, trying to figure out a peace grant. I'm trying to do research for the Marcellus Shale. I'm working with Model UN.
Those who have come just have done so very well. Average GPA for the group that just graduated was 3.6, and Bucknell averaged about a 3.2.
Faculty members that have had community college students transfer here and sit in on their classes typically will come and say, can you get me more of these?
Every summer I seek mentors just by all call saying anybody's interested in helping me with this program. I needed 28 mentors this year. I had 44 people volunteer to do that.
A lot of times students here will be thinking about what's the minimum that I have to do, whereas the students who come here through the Community College Scholarship Program are really thinking in terms of how much can I get out of these 2 precious years that I have at Bucknell.
Yeah, there's just a quality of determination to get out of their home community situation and to get into another situation that's intellectually challenging and gives them career prospects. That is really admirable.
For me, it's just personally very fulfilling because you can see the effect you're having on students in their lives.
One of the things that's nice about community college scholar students is they're much more likely to treat me as a peer and a friend than younger students are.
But the best thing about this program for me is that each year that I connect with these students, I just have growing numbers of friends and people that count on me for support and understanding, and I really like that.
These are folks who motivate me on a day-to-day basis. These are folks who remind me about why I came into academia in the first place.
The students, I think, just grow in so many ways. There's so much more confidence in themselves.
The Community College Scholars Program really instilled in me the value of dreaming and the value of thinking that you can make something big of your life and you can affect this world in a bigger way than you think you could.
These folks become more sure of themselves. They begin to understand that they do have the sorts of skills and capacities and abilities needed to be successful.
After overcoming a challenge like this and knowing what my potential is, I can do anything that I set my mind to.
They're going to graduate schools, they're getting jobs, they're sought after, and they become successful, which is what we're looking for.
To try to do a balance, we got more out of this, Bucknell or the community college scholar students. My feeling really is that Bucknell got more out of it.
Education to me is an extremely important thing. It is the difference in many lives. It certainly was a difference in my life. Access to education, of course, is a concern, especially to private education, but even state education with cutbacks. There's no doubt that college education is generally an expensive proposition.
A higher education is largely accessible for most people, but we have a tiered system. In the most exclusive colleges and universities in this country, those who have greater resources have greater access. Community colleges are at the opposite end. Community colleges are really the bargain basement of American higher education.
This type of program embodies what I think America was supposed to be about. I hear about the American dream, and I don't see that for a lot of people, but this program represents a piece of that that's real and extant, and that I have been lucky enough to receive.
So I was excited to learn about the Bucknell Community College Scholarship Program when I showed up. And I was just proud of the fact that the school where I now was president had made that investment. And it does speak to diversity of perhaps a different kind. Students who probably have a different background and a different path, educational, career path before they get to Bucknell. And though that diversity is an important part of the overall diversity we seek in our students. Now, the program funding for this from the Jack Kent Cooke Foundation has run out. So I want to tell you that in testimony to what these students have done, we have decided to continue this program with Bucknell's own funding. I've really enjoyed getting to know some of the students who come through this program. And when the external funding for this program ran out, it was very easy for me to say we have to continue this program. It's too important for Bucknell.
At the risk of sounding trite, cheesy, I can honestly say that the Bucknell Community College Scholarship Program has dramatically changed my life and changed what I expect for myself.
And to me, like I said, it was a life preserver. It was a ladder out of poverty. So that's real to me. I'm sure it means that to a lot of other students too.
The key word would be opportunity. I mean, it's an opportunity that you can't really imagine until somebody's like, hey, you have this.
It's the foundation of my career.